Welcome to Game of Power. I'm your co-host. I'm the host, Maxwell Murray, and this is episode 1. Episode 1 is going to be action-packed. We got Semi and Cole coming on at 8. We have Giles, How to Run a Record Label, coming on at 8:10. We have Phill and Justin coming on, musicians and photographers. And then we're going to go into how to make an app. We're going to have a lot to talk about when it comes to how to build an app. We're going to talk about the mindset of a developer and how all that stuff works. Welcome everyone to episode 1. Our first guest is Cole. So Cole's going to be coming on, and Semi's going to be coming on with him. And we're just going to get right into it. Let's do it. For this episode, we're going to talk a little bit about
My brother.
How you doing?
Good, bro. How are you?
I'm chilling. Thank you for coming on the episode. You in Maryland?
Nah, I was there yesterday.
Okay, how was it
back
being
in
back?
Atlanta.
Okay, how was it being back home?
Man, fuck home.
I feel you.
Go.
So, look, I'm excited to get you and Semi on the show. I actually just wanted to kind of start by asking you, like, what you've been up to. What's going on with Stunna? What's going on with the company? What you've been up to lately?
Lately, the last drop we just had was the hats. Once we get over that, we're working on this whole new collection. It's gonna be Stunna Island, Stunna Society, go do keychains, go do socks, go do a whole collection of things, rather than just dropping a hat by hat, or item by item.
That's what's up. So I just kind of wanted to send me thanks for coming on, guys. This is the first episode. This is the first episode of Game of Power, and this all started with us back in high school, in the Power Struggle shirts. I just kind of wanted to ask you, what does power mean to you, and how do you guys want to use your platform, whether that's fashion or music, and Stunna to elicit power into the world?
You want to start? Should I start, Cole?
You got it.
So are we talking about power struggle or just power?
I'm just saying power in general. Yeah.
Power to me, that means standing for something. You are built in something. You feel me? So power, I guess you could describe it as. That's a very good question, my boy.
One thing I think is amazing about what you guys been doing ever since we started Power Struggle back in 2017 is, Simi, you've been making music, and Cole, you've actually locked into the fashion brand stuff and been making clothes. And so I feel like one thing that's very interesting about Power is it's about how you can use, your platform and your creations to inspire other people and bring positive vibes to the world. So I was just curious to know kind of how y'all feel about that.
I feel like with what we do, we can instill power in others and motivate others to find their own power. I feel like that's how I can define that question. You feel me? Putting power in other people through our work, our art, our clothes, and just everything.
That's what's up. And tell me this: what do you guys? So, Simi, you make music and you make clothes. What's harder? What's the differences between the music business and fashion? We got some rappers and some record labels coming on later today, so I'm just curious: what's the difference between music and fashion? And what your approach to?
I wouldn't say it's really any difference. I approach them both the same way. They're both I consider them my art. You feel me? So when I design something, I consider it art piece. So I don't think it's like Giles said, I think they're very similar businesses. But.
Cole, tell me this. You guys been working together for the last 2-3 years on this. What would you tell yourselves from 3 years ago? What advice would you give to the old, Stunna, Cole, and Stunna? When you
the most
started?
important thing is you have to stay consistent. You can't do one drop and then go in the dark for 8 months later and then have another drop. You gotta stay consistent, or else you gotta rebuild all your hype again and rebuild everything you were working for. So that's not talking about consistent. Stay consistent with whatever I'm doing.
Would you say the same thing, Simi? I definitely think,
Yeah,
consistency is big. And I even think about how like we stopped power streetwear after a few years and like kind of thinking like, oh well, why wouldn't we, why would we stop at school?
continue.
So what would you how do you feel about all of that? What have you
I
learned?
feel like consistency is definitely key, especially with clothes, with music, everything. Because for me as an artist, if I stop dropping music for like 3 months, I fell off. You feel me? That's it. So like same thing with clothes. If you stop making clothes for 3 months, you fell off. You gotta
Yeah.
rebuild everything. You gotta start your brand all over again. So like I feel like those are very important factors.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you for sure. So tell me this, what do you guys have coming up? Like one thing that I wanted to talk about today was like embracing your left hand. Like, we often, do the things that we're good at all the time and like there's a lot of opportunity for us if we like, picked up new skill sets or learn new things
For sure.
that could really like open up that left hand. What do you think you've been kind of paying attention to or trying to learn to lock into lately?
Lately I've been trying to focus on like I picked up the books that you sent me. Bro, the the subtle art of not giving a fuck. I realized, bro, I have like anxiety that I need to, you feel me, deal with just by reading that book. You feel me? Because niggas be anxious and shit like that. You feel me? So like, just simple shit like that. I feel like that's what niggas have been. You feel me? Working
I
towards.
definitely feel, how do you feel about that book? Where are you in it? Like what have you learned so far in it?
I'm on like the third chapter of that book at right now. Business media. Third chapter. I'm gonna hit you on that book, bro. I'm gonna hit you.
Already. Well, thank y'all both for coming on. Is there anything you wanted to shout out on your way out? You got new music coming out. Like, what? Anything you wanted to
Man,
shout out?
shout out every artist in the Stunna label, man. Shout out YTV. Shout out Lil Yan. Shout out Kodak. Shout out Semi. Shout out J Idol, man.
No, in fact, we got a lot of we. Stunna is more than a clothing line. It's like incorporation. You feel me? So we're signing artists. We're doing a lot of stuff. So I hope y'all stay tuned and tap in with us.
Already, I appreciate y'all so much for coming on. It's been
For sure.
since the start, so I'm excited to see. Definitely next episode y'all tap in to see where y'all going, and just thank you for coming on. All
For
right,
sure.
Giles, what's going on? What's going on, Giles? Oh, let's see. Let's see what we got going on. Thank you, Semi and Cole, for hopping on. Semi and Cole, we started together. Like I wouldn't be doing anything in business if it wasn't for them. We had the
Yo, my
yo,
God, my
what
fucking
is going on? Thank you so much
God.
for coming up, bro. I'm so excited to tap in. I've been waiting for this for a minute. How
For
you
sure.
doing?
Thank you for having me, bro. I'm doing good, bro. Summertime. I've been crazy busy this summer. I literally be on my computer, on a computer for like maybe 11 hours a day, some days, right? But I'm enjoying the process, bro. It's fun, it's work, but like, kind of a lot of stuff y'all was just talking about is consistency, grind, delayed gratification. Like, I wouldn't want it any other way. But how you doing, my guy?
Dude, that's amazing to hear. Thank you so much for coming. I'm doing great, man. I'm just trying to live a good summer. I'm trying to learn a lot, and like I wanted to talk. I just mentioned like talking about the left hand.
Right.
And tell me this, like I just before I even kind of ask you a little bit more about that, like we started, we used to be in Spanish class together back in
Hell
high
yeah.
school. Like
The
you
days.
always were, you wanted to do engineering, you wanted to do science. You're very smart. You're definitely, an academic. What brought you into music and how did that happen? Like I'm curious.
Yeah, bro, I won't even lie. Like that, it literally happened by chance, maybe. So it was obviously in high school or towards the end of high school, me and B-Dang and like some of the other dogs, we was trying to do YouTube, right? So that was kind of my passage into just like I guess entrepreneurship, like social media stuff, but just like a deeper understanding of right the things that we do every day, right? That was kind of when it started. But what I'm saying? Obviously, I didn't really know it started at that point, but that's when it started, right? And then obviously the YouTube thing didn't work out. But sometime around 2018, 2017, right? One of my really close friends at the time, Caleb, right? My rapper now. We were super close in middle school. And then, we obviously, the redistricting or the districts in Howard County is all fucked up,
Yeah.
right? High school come around, we had different high schools, right? And then we had rekindled one day, like in like junior year or sophomore year, right? He came to my crib, we was just chopping it up, bro. And then what happened? He just mentioned, he was like, oh yeah, also I'm about to do music and you're gonna be my manager. I was like, yeah, right. like, it meant nothing at the time, right? But then I don't know, 2-3 years later, quarantine hits. I became friends with Simi, Timmy, and all of them kind of through high school and shit like that. But during quarantine, we all got closer through Caleb, right? And then Simi just drops her first song out of nowhere. At that point, the understanding was already, as I said before, that I would manage Caleb, what I'm saying, when he starts his career, right? But because he seen that he Simi dropped the song, he was like, yo, Giles, fuck it, manage her too. And it was like a joke. But then Simi was like, I mean, shit, all right, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? We did it.
Yeah.
And that's how it started. So I mean, I wasn't even into music like that when it started, but I was like, okay, I'm really into social media marketing, like analytics, stuff like that, digital marketing a little bit. So I was like, okay, let me test the waters with this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. No,
Yeah.
I feel you. That, bro, that's amazing to hear. And I think, one thing that's interesting about it is like, that's a very specific career that's very different
Right.
than everything you were doing
Absolutely.
before. And I always used to think, like, even myself, like when I started my business, like, oh, like I never knew like what I would actually be doing on like a
Yep.
day-to-day process. What do you think like is what's the role of a music manager? What's the role of a record label? And like what is
Dude.
like the difference between back
Hey, chill.
then and now?
Yeah. Okay. So I'll start with the role of a manager / record label, right? So, as a manager or really any music exec, but specifically a manager, like it's not just managing the projects. It's not just project management. It's not just like managing show. Like it's like literally managing like it's managing everything in their life that you can to make sure that the creative process comes as easily and as fun. That's the goal as a manager. Um, and that's literally probably the just like umbrella definition for it, right? As far as like a label, I think the label basically does that, but also you just include like a crazy amount of like resources and like connections, like, and I mean resources as intellectual resources, like physical resources, people, whatever. Like that's where the I'm saying sort of label aspect comes in as far as supporting an artist's career, and then the difference between now. You're talking about for me, right? The difference between now and
Yeah.
then. Oh my
Yeah.
God, man. It's just like day and night. Before, I mean, bro, when we started this off, like, bro, no knowledge, no mentors, no experiences. I was just like, every day I would like go on her Apple Music page and make sure everything looked good, and go on her YouTube and change like shit like that, because I didn't know what to do other than that, right? But now it's like, bro, day and night. I mean, I'm doing a little bit of that every day when it matters. I'm doing like press runs, press releases. Like I'm reaching out to bloggers. I'm booking shows. I'm managing projects. I'm directing music videos. Like, bro, the list goes on and on. I'm listening to her records, like thinking of, different creative directions we can take with different, I'm saying, songs. Like what, bro, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I read her website. I put a little like code in it. Like I do some research on how to code a website just for her website. Like it's like a constant quest. That's how I would describe it. The difference between
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. And I love that you said that because like obviously we're doing very similar things.
Yes, sir.
Obviously you with soul and music and fits in fashion. And it's
Yes, sir.
like I
Hey,
think
Rand.
the one thing that's interesting about what you said is like it is everything. Like when whereas you would think like, oh, a CEO or like the head of something would handle, the business shit or like X, Y, and Z. Like you're
Yeah.
video editing, you're doing graphics, like you're doing like that's what you're doing, like work that like you need to get done. Tell
Yeah.
me this, like that's like one of the biggest things that is very interesting about you, and you moved into even like graphic jobs. So tell me this, like you were comfortable, you were moving with your right. Like how has it been adding new skill sets? Like what are things you want to learn that can make you even better?
Yo, the process of adding new skill sets, it's like it's really weird. It's like a duality to it, right? It's scary as fuck. Just because like I mean the scariest part honestly is the potential discouragement, right? That you have to internalize if you're not good at that shit off the bat. But the weird thing about it is like, bro, you're not supposed to be good at that shit off the bat, right? But then it becomes okay. I have to accept the fact that to actually get good at this, I have to do this for a while, right? And that's another sort of like just like thing you got to overcome. So as far as just upscaling, like improving my left hand, um, I mean earlier on it was like, okay, I need this graphic made, but I don't want to necessarily pay this person to do it because I'm broke as shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on Photoshop and try it myself, right? If I can find the first graphic I made, I'm gonna send you that joint after this shit, bro. It was just terrible. It was not tough, you know what I'm saying? But so the process of like getting better at graphics when I was or not even just graphics, but anything, right? When I was starting off, it felt like an impossible, just super vast tasks, right? But now, I mean, the difference now is that because I spent so much time trying to get good at some things and just get a good understanding of others, right? I sort of realized that the the process that you sort of go through to get good at one thing, like you apply that process to every different thing you're trying to get better at in a different way. So I'm getting better at things, if that makes any sense. So I mean, now it's like,
Absolutely.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like one important, I'll give you an example, right? Public relations is super important in music, right? The behind the scenes shit, the release dates being, you know what I'm saying, rumored, all that shit is like, a lot of that shit is just public relations, right? And just like a lot of reach can occur just through public relations, you know, shit, right? So, you know, with Simi's upcoming project, right? One thing that I wanted to do to actually build, like, not only just get traction for it from inception, but also like, you know, maintain it over time after the shit comes out. One thing I wanted to do was like hit the blogs, like, you know, send them some stuff, like have them, you know, feature her, have them know about some of the shit before it comes out, right? And the
Yeah.
best way to do that is a press release, right? So a mini press run, whatever. I started that, did a little bit of research on how to write a press release, like what to include in it. Little do I know. Matter of fact, before I even did research, right, I kind of sort of just put one together because through my knowledge of music to thus far, and just from shit I've observed, like I can kind of, you know, I can kind of guess what goes in a press release, right? So I did it, wrote some stuff down, checked on some shit on the internet, and it was basically exactly the same as what goes in a press release, right? And that just goes to show, like, yo, you constantly work on stuff, whatever it is, whether it's a press release or graphics, like you're gonna, I don't know, like at face value, I kind of, I took the idea of a press release and put the pieces together because I know how to do that shit.
Absolutely, absolutely. I
Yeah.
think that, bro. So like, I always talk about power struggle in those two words, right?
Mm-hmm.
Power is like kind of the ability to do things that can be good for, you know, a large amount of people. And like, I think like in order to like be good and like work on your personal craft, you have to get comfortable with the struggle part of it. And like you
Be
said in the
comfortable.
beginning, like it's all about understanding like you're not gonna be that good at this. Like this is my first episode, a game of power, and like, you know, I definitely appreciate everybody that's in here, but like, I don't expect anyone to be in here. I don't expect to be that good at asking
Hell yeah.
questions or having a good flow just because
Mm-hmm.
this is the first episode. And so, like, the one thing about, you know, even what Semi said before, which is like consistency as well, like, the more consistent you are at something, like, the better you get at it. Like, the more you realize, like, oh, if I put this out a bunch of times, then I can see what I did good. I can see what I did wrong. I can see, you know,
Absolutely.
where I can improve and just keep going from there. And so I think, like, definitely like loving learning, but also learning by doing is also like
The most
another
important by
huge
doing
part of
right,
it.
the best type of learning. And also kind of to just go along with that, like with the consistency and the comfort with the struggle, like at some point your mind kind of just like change, like the way your head, I feel like the way your brain is, I guess, works, the way your brain works just changes. Like every time I look at shit completely different than I did before, in the sense that like before, you know, you take something difficult that you have to do, you look at it as something difficult that you have to do, and it's dreadful, right? But now it's like, okay, I see this difficult thing that I have to do, and my mind literally turns into like a four-dimensional map. It's like, okay, you got to start here with these things, and then you move on to this stage with those things, and it's like, it just, that's when I realized, okay, like we're about to be pretty good at this shit, because I think it's like the growth mindset, like when you can constantly just like reprogram your mind to try like to do new things, like you literally can't lose, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, that's been a real,
Dude,
yeah.
thank you. Like, bro, I just want to say thank you so much for your time. I'm like, bro, like absolutely. And it's like the one thing about it, and this is like discipline, right? So like
Yes sir.
even with discipline, like what I never knew about discipline is like discipline's a muscle, and like the more you exercise that, the stronger that muscle gets, and the more you can do hard things and get used to doing hard
100%.
things. So just
Mhm.
to close out, to ask you a final question, what's next? Like, what are you working on? What you got coming up? Like, what are your goals for
Yeah,
the summer? What's going on?
yeah, no, for sure. So July 22nd, Simi's dropping another EP. It's gonna be either 4 joints or 5, maybe 6, right? She's gonna OC tap into her Afro beats, Afro soul. I'll tell you, like in this one, it's gonna be a special one. And then we're planning on getting a music video out with that either the same day or like a week or so after release. And then with Caleb, bro, Caleb is entering. He's about to do a joint project with another producer rapper duo that I work with called Wadera. Like, we got a session tomorrow and Tuesday. We about to really go crank some shit out. But then we taking that like sort of like fun, like, you know, as a rapper, like you gotta sort of try a lot of different shit to get people to fuck with you, especially if you like to talk, which Caleb likes to, you know, it's something he likes to do. So, you know, we're just gonna try this little fun joint, summer joint. We got a music video for him that we're gonna shoot the week of July 6th, right? And then Caleb, the goal is to get another project for him around November, December, and then an album around summer next year. So what's good, my boy Phill? I ain't seen this nigga in a minute.
My boy.
I guess that's my cue. That's my cue.
No. Well, I wanted both of y'all to come on for a sec, just to reconnect y'all. Obviously, you guys are doing two similar things, so I thought, you know, when you close on, Phill comes on. Just you guys have anything questions for each other? Like, you guys are both in the same industry.
Nah,
what's good, my guy?
I haven't seen you in a minute.
I know, bro. How you doing, yo?
I'm chilling too, bro.
How's the grind?
I see y'all in the soul. I see the soul.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, bro.
It's looking good,
working, man. Appreciate that, bro. What you got going on, bro?
Man, I just been working for real. I just honestly just, you know, I just put out that new music video up every night.
Word. Hey, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, go peep that if you ain't in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that I just put that out. I'm getting ready to pop down in Charleston and shoot a video in a $6 million mansion this Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, so we trying
like South Carolina.
Not Charles, it's Clemson.
Okay.
So yeah, we trying.
Okay, bro.
Yeah, we gonna get that in motion. Be with my boys, be by the water.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
that's
sir.
What's up, bro.
Oh yeah, and Justin. Oh yeah, quiet.
How you doing, bro?
What's good with y'all, man? What's up, man?
Good to see you,
Hey, man.
What's good?
What's going on?
Not everybody in here. Got everybody in the live.
Giles,
it's really Appleton over again.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Shout out,
Soul. Bro, I definitely want to just appreciate you, and I wish you the best of luck, you know, this summer, and just keep getting to it, keep learning. We'll tap in.
Yes, sir, bro. Hey, Maxwell, we got some shit to talk about. You know that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Giles. I'm gonna kill you, Brody.
Sir, bro. Have a good convo, bro. Thanks for having me.
Yo, oh my God.
What's good?
What's going on? What's going on?
What's good, yo?
Thank y'all both for coming on. I just honestly, bro, I love the energy that y'all two have been having together. And I want to start by this, like, bro, we all played basketball together, and now we're doing all different things. Phill, kind of, why don't you start? Like, what got you into music? I know you were rapping in high school, but like, what's going on?
Yeah, like, honestly, like, what really got me into music, like, there was one day me and my boy Jason we was just chilling in the car, vibing out, smoking, just chilling, and then he was just like, we was just cranking some of my shit that I had in the files, and then he was like, bro, like, you should probably like start tapping into music. Like, I honestly think you could like really make some shit happen if you start tapping in. And I was like, at the time, I didn't really think about it. Like, I was a freshman in college. Like, I'm just chilling. Like, we just chilling. Like, I'm still low key trying to hoop. Like, I was trying to like hop on the team. Like, I was chilling with the basketball players. Like, I knew everybody on the basketball team. We was locking in. Like, I was hooping with them. We was chilling. Yeah, but then I was like, nah, let me try going to the studio once. Tapped into the studio once with my boy Rashad down here. He was like, he took me to this nice place in Myrtle, made my first song, and then after that, I was like, nah, like, I low-key like this. So I was like, because it's like, when I make music, like, I like be pouring out like the shit that I be going through that day, or some shit that I got like going on in my mind, or some shit that like not even me sometimes, other people that be going through that I be watching. So it's like when I like just started writing and like seeing that people started actually fucking with that shit and like vibing and like actually like taking that, like, bro, you can do this shit, like, you got this. Then like I was like, yeah, like I could do something with it. And then I had my first performance. And like Justin pulled up to that. Justin was there. We was there. That shit was lit. Like,
no, that shit was definitely T the fuck up, bro.
We had over like 800 people there. Like about 5 people recording. Like, yeah, nah, that shit was definitely like a movie. Like it felt like one. And then after that, like
I just was like, nah, like I gotta start taking this to a different level. Like we gotta start taking off.
That's what I'm
So
gonna do.
yep, so that's what
Uh,
I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna keep pushing. Like ain't nothing stopping me now. I'm gonna keep working.
Oh
Ain't
shit.
gonna see me stop.
Oh shit.
what about you, Justin? How you been? Like, how'd you get into like you finished basketball? Like, what was that like?
Yeah, nah. So like, I
It's
mean, like,
cool.
I was like going to try and go back to basketball and stuff like that. So like, I mean, like, you know, everything happened for a reason. So I got in like photography. So I've always been in like, you know, I've always been in photography. Like, it's not even about me. It's about like, it's definitely about the people. You feel me? Like, it's definitely like all about making people happy and stuff like that. Because when you do stuff for other people, it come back to you. You feel me? Like good karma. That's definitely true. So like, I mean, I do it for myself and for the people. You feel me? Like, especially going down like recording film and stuff like that. It was definitely a business move, and like it was like a good vacation too. Got to see Phill and stuff like that. But yeah, it's all about like really like, you know, like basically putting yourself out there and like doing what you need to do and helping out other people. For us, why I really got into photography. And then I just got signed with Under Armour, so I tried. So I'm traveling with Under Armour right now, filming for like the circuit and stuff like that. And like I run the social media accounts for them. Like
Wow,
I'm doing that while I'm in school. While I'm in school too, so like, it's just a good opportunity. Like, you gotta be blessed for like
that's
everything.
amazing, bro. That's
So,
amazing, bro. And so y'all been doing this for a little while now. So
yeah, a
tell me
little
this,
bit.
like Giles just talked about, and we just talked about like doing things that are uncomfortable and understanding that like in the beginning it's not gonna be the best, but like you just keep consistently getting better over time. What would you
Yeah,
say to yourselves or like other people that are like haven't started photography or haven't started music? Like what would you say to them?
I mean, I
Yeah.
would just say, Phil, you want to go first? You want to go? You
Nah,
want to
you
go?
gotta go ahead. Good. You was already in
I
motion.
mean, I say that. Yeah, I mean, like starting out, like, I mean, like, you can do anything. You feel me? Like, you can do anything you put your mind to. You feel me? Like, it's all about just staying positive and like helping out other people because you help out other people, it's going to come back to you in the same way. But like, it's always like just never have like a wrong mindset of what you want to do and just stay up and just keep going. If you keep your gas, if you keep on the pedal, like it will be on some shit for real.
Oh
So
man, you're cutting out a little bit.
I'm cutting out.
You're cutting out a little bit. Uh, yeah, Phil, how about you? How do you feel about that?
I mean, personally, when you start with music, you're already gonna know. You're gonna know that people are not like. It's just realistically, people are not gonna fuck with your shit. Like you gotta like work towards a audience and a group that understands you and what your music's about and like drift towards that and find that audience first. And then once you find that audience, you can expand, try new stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then like figure out new beats, figure out like what really fits you. And then like, cause first you have to find the flow. The first thing you always have to do is find the flow. Once you find the flow, then you got to figure out how to master that flow. Once you master that flow, then you can kind of start branching off and doing other things and like starting to like test new things and like, but like you have to start by mastering one thing at a time. Like you can't like come in the studio and be like, all right, I'm gonna go and just rip 10 bars straight and just like just off rip like one line. I'm gonna take 10 bars and just rip it. Like no, you cannot do that because like realistically, if you want to make a great song, you're gonna have to sit here and stop, do breaks, line breaks. You got to put ad libs in there. Like ad libs have to be in there. You got in and outs. Like there's multiple things that you have to put in there in order to make like a hit song. Like there's I'm not saying I got a hit song because I don't. Like I don't got a hit song. But like I'm saying that like in order to like get that, you got to be able to grasp an audience from everybody and like hell yeah, it's a process. Like it might take you years, it might take you days. Like who knows? Like TikTok is wonders. Like you can hop on TikTok one day, post something, and then be lit for the rest of your life. But like it's all about the process and who you are and where your mind at. And you know what I'm saying? And as
Yeah.
long as you got your mind and as long as you got you're gonna be straight no matter what. And you're gonna be up. That's all that is. That's all
That's
that
what's
is. That's all
up.
I
That's
gotta say.
what's up. That's amazing, bro. Thank you so much. That was some gems right there, bro. That was honestly some gems right there. So
That was for the
I really
people.
appreciate it. That was definitely for the people. Tell me this. My last question is this: what, like, how do you approach like making music? Like, do you approach it very similar to basketball, or how? What's the correlation there? Like, how does that work?
Yo,
What you
easy
got, man?
money. Hold up before I
Got
even
my
get
man Monty
started.
in this joint, man.
Yo, easy money.
Come on, man.
Yo, why you been on a wreck, boy? You tripping?
Niggas talking about 2K. Come on, bro.
Nah, but wait, Max, what was the question again? Say that again.
I was just talking about like what's the approach like to making music? Is that similar to the approach in
Um,
basketball, like
so
routine, skill set, like
yeah. When it comes to making music, like I usually make music when it comes to like 4 or 5 a.m. or like, cause I be up all night like every night and shit like that. I believe like if you not sleeping. Like if you sleeping more than 6 hours a day, then you wasting money, you wasting all that. So I be waking up
Phil, they
like
don't
at
know
nine
about the
o'clock, no
music,
matter.
man. Remember, I know about the music. I got my foot
You
way
know
there. They
about the
don't know.
music.
They don't know
You
about the music,
you
bro.
know about the music. That's
It's
what
a
I'm saying.
dirty game. It's a
It's a
dirty
dirty,
game.
like I'm listening. Like usually when I'm writing or like when I'm looking to write, it's just like shit that's coming to my mind at like a random time. So I'm gonna tap into my
3
notes and I'll
a.m.
just start
Write
writing.
that jump down.
And
3
yeah,
a.m. Write
literally
it
just
down.
randomly just start tapping in. And it's like it never is like where I'm just gonna sit here and pick a date where I'm gonna start writing and pick my lyrics. Like nah, like that's not how that works. It's like my lyrics are gonna pop up when they pop up, and like
You gotta write them
eventually,
down.
and
You
that
don't write
whole
them down
song
right there. Now they gone. You wake up. You don't even remember what you was thinking. It's over with.
like,
It's
but
over
that's
with.
not it. But like realistically, like that's not even with me though. Cause like when I have like, bro, if you look through my notes, like I got so many different like lyrics for so many different songs and like so many different things. And like sometimes when I go to the studio, I'll have lyrics for this whole song, and I'll have like most of the lyrics. I'll put it in. It sounds good, whatever. And then I'll just have like this end part that I don't know what to end it with, and I'm like, what am I gonna do, right? So and then I'll just tap back into my notes that I have for maybe another song that has like a similar type BPM type beat. If you guys know what
yeah.
BPM.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we know, man.
yeah. I usually just see what got the similar BPMs, and then I tap into like maybe like a lyric that's all the way in like a second verse or something like that, and I'll pull that lyric and put it in the song and see if it flows right, or like I'll just tap into different things and see if it like flows through all my notes and shit like that. But I got a lot of shit in my notes, so
That's
I
what's
write a
up.
lot.
That's what's up.
Somebody
That's
got
what's
leaked
up.
the unreleased and Phil's notes about real shit. Just leak it.
Well,
Throw it on SoundCloud.
Phil, bro, I'm excited to tap into your new music, bro. Do you want to shout out anything before you head out?
Yo, I want to shout out all y'all niggas, bro. I'm so glad to see all y'all doing lit, like being lit
Shout
and
out
being
you,
good.
bro. Shout out you, bro.
Nigga, I love you guys. Hey, bro, shut up, nigga.
Shout out to you,
Like,
bro.
ain't see you in a little minute, bro. Shout out
Nah,
you, bro.
but I want to shout y'all out though, cause y'all all really doing y'all thing, and
Hey,
yeah, I
Justin
love
said he
y'all
gonna
for
leak
it.
them. Hey, Justin, leak them
Yo,
jumps,
Phil,
bro.
you got a question.
Doesn't got
Phil, you
all
got a
them John.
question. Phil, you got a question.
What?
It says, "What should I do if I got a rough draft to a song? Should I just hit the stew?"
My boy Levon in here. What's up, Levon?
If you have a rough draft to a song,
Yeah.
My man
if,
DY. Fuck with
if you
y'all,
have a rough
man.
draft to a song, like realistically, like you can keep tapping into the studio, see what you want to switch up and stuff like that. If it comes to like verses, or if you want to like change the hook and stuff like that, you can like just like tap into like your creative side. You always got to tap into your creative side, because if you do not tap into your creative side, that's when you get lost and you just start throwing in random words and doing all that extra stuff and trying to switch stuff that you shouldn't, even when the song is like on a rough draft. You're thinking like the song is still all right, it's still good, but you don't want to change so much to the point where you mess the song up, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, for
You
sure.
want to like
Phil, they not gonna get it. They not gonna get it. Some of them might get it, but it gets too
but like
crazy.
if you like, you don't want to like tap back in on a rough draft to the point where you just tapping too far in, and you're like, dang, is it like now I don't know where I'm going with it, or now I'm lost. So like realistically, like my like advice to them is to just like tap into their creative side and like make little changes, and like before they get it mastered or get it sent to whoever they got it sent to, or just like make sure that the kinks and
You good?
like make sure the mix
Tripping.
is fine and all that. And like it's not like the keys aren't high, the ad libs aren't overplaying the words and all that. So
That, bro. Appreciate you, Phil. Appreciate you, Phil.
My boy
appreciate y'all.
Monte.
Yes, sir, Brody.
Justin, you all good? You want to drop a gem real quick? Before we go and talk about Endless Forever.
All right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna see y'all boys. I love y'all, dog.
All right, y'all.
Love you too, bro.
Love you too, Brody.
Long way.
Yeah, no, what's good, Isaiah? What's good? How you feeling, bro?
What's up, man?
What's up, bro? Chilling, bro.
Alright,
Yeah,
we already be talking about all this shit. We don't even gotta say too much.
real talk. Nah, I was on here earlier. I had like fucking bad.
I've been here the whole time. I seen.
Yeah, fact, I had bad connection. But what I was saying is like, like, bro, like we all grew up with each other. We all like stay together. You feel me? Like, for us to go out and do certain stuff, like people watch it. You feel me? Like people always watch and see what we doing. So like, if we do what we want to do and like stay positive and have the right mindset, then it's only gonna get better. You feel me?
It's the only way is up, bro. Consistency.
Appreciate you.
Man, you're
Facts,
already
y'all,
up, Under Armour. Come on.
Hell
man.
yeah, bro. Hell yeah. I'm working for Under Armour right now.
y'all really inspire me, and like Justin, your growth over the last few months in photography, and as you starting out.
That shit was fast.
Yeah, like how has that been? Like how has it been starting your own brand? How's that new process been moving out of music?
So people that know me, people that like y'all know me. The people that know me, they know I've tried to start a lot of different like shit. Like a lot of different businesses.
Hell yeah.
A lot of different creative this, that. Was rapping like 2 years. Ain't really give up on it, but it just wasn't making me any money at the time. So I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna keep putting all my money into this. I'm not making anything back. So then Endless Forever, I don't know. I think it was like, I want to say it was like January, February. I just got real interested in like visual art and stuff. Like on Twitter, there's a lot of people, a lot of them graphic designers that make like really cool art and stuff. So I was like, why can't I do that? Started just drawing stuff, came up with the logo. And then, came up with the design. The design took a little while, but you feel me? I felt like I was actually like passionate about it. That's how I knew I was going to keep doing it. Like I wasn't even in it for the money. I just liked making the design and shit.
That's
So that's
amazing.
how
Do y'all
that
have any questions? Y'all have any questions for each other?
Yo, I mean, yo, Ezra, if you want to come down, like, Max, you too. If y'all ever like around, like where I'm like down here, oh shit, we can get like.
Aren't you about Barry?
With y'all, we can get a photo shoot with all your stuff. I got some people down here in model for y'all. So we can put.
Yeah, I can come through Barry. I'm home right now. I'm not in Atlanta right now, so.
They say, I mean, you can come down. We can get some shots at the beach at my job, all that.
Probably be like July.
So Justin, tell me this: what's the hardest part about photography?
The hardest
photo
part?
shooting for fashion brands, like different people like that.
I wouldn't say like, that's a great question. I wouldn't say it's hard. It's more like it's hard if you make it hard. You feel me? Like if you like plan stuff out and like you already got what you want like planned out and like you just go with the flow. Like I was doing grad pictures for like the last 2 months at Salisbury. So like that's something I wanted to try because you gotta put yourself out there. You feel me? Like nobody else gonna do it for you. You gotta put yourself out there. So I put myself out there. I was like, it was hard organizing everything because I had people constantly hitting me up like, can I get grad shoot? Can I get a grad shoot? After I did my first stuff, and then that's when Under Armour hit me. But like it's definitely overwhelming. But like when you stay true to your stuff and like stay positive, like nothing's hard at all.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay, and tell me this: what advice would you have for like you working with like if Eze was like to for his photo shoots and stuff like what advice would you have for like different people and, like getting good photos?
Just be yourself,
like
bro. Bro. Basically, bro, just be yourself and like you don't really need models. Like you can do everything yourself. But like if you want,
I didn't even get models. I just hit up my man Cole. Cole's right there. Got some friends. I didn't even get no models.
No,
need that.
Yeah,
I got the shirt. That's the model.
Yeah, facts, definitely. Like, but basically just put yourself out there and like just doing what you need to do. Like, man, so like like the fit stuff, like it's great, bro. Like, keep that shit up. I definitely been peeping you too, but Endless Forever. Like, it's basically always like just keep going. You feel me? Like, don't stop.
Because when you
I ain't
stop,
stopping no time soon, bro.
because when you stop, it's gonna be somebody there that's just one up you. From we don't need that,
Absolutely.
bro. We don't want that
Mm.
because we don't let nobody one up us. We
Absolutely.
know this for a long ass time, bro. We've been holding this shit down for a long time. So now we getting older. It's time to like put this shit in like a business perspective. Now you feel me?
Literally.
Absolutely, and that's the one thing. So like, Fits is a platform that just supports and showcases fashion designers. So like Justin, we have a create platform that connects like photographers like yourself to new brands like Eze's, and so like everything that is like a part of this is like kind of what we're working on in terms of a platform, just bringing something that connects people, inspires people, gives people ability to like help each other out and like like grow together. And so I definitely think like
Real talk.
I definitely love how like you be working with a bunch of different people, and as I like I'm excited to see what both of
And we're
y'all got
all doing
coming
something
up.
creative that's making money. That's what I love
That's what I'm
most.
saying. That's true. Like
Literally, all of us are doing something creative that has, dividends coming back into our account.
yeah.
You know what I'm
And,
saying? Because we're
and,
good
and
at
like,
it.
and like yeah, and like with that, like all of us can like link up and do like one thing, and then boom, we got different platforms.
Just bring up
We got
all our
we got
different skill
we got
sets and
ATL,
make
we got
one big. You
ATL.
feel me?
That's what we say. We got ATL, New York, Salisbury. We basically all up and down the East Coast. You feel me? It's gonna start with us. You feel me?
Yep.
And also we young, yo. Like all these people like entrepreneurs and shit, bro. Like start this shit when they like 39, bro. We start this shit now, bro. You feel me? Like we don't got no time.
What are we gonna
We
wait
don't
for,
got
bro?
no
I
Just
be
time to
wanted
seeing
waste.
to.
tweets. I be seeing tweets like that. It'd be like, your 20s are or you're only in your 20s. Relax. It's like, nigga. I'm
Exactly.
like, nigga, what are you talking about? Like, why
Nah,
would I relax? Like, this is when I'm trying to set it up. Like,
real
what
shit,
does that
real shit.
mean?
And
Like,
like
that
the
should be
guys,
pissing me off.
I guess like to just close this segment out, I just want to tell both of y'all like I'm really proud of y'all, and I think one thing that like we all said this whole time is like good things don't come fast, and like
Hell yeah.
there's real art in having a big portfolio and doing this for a long time and getting better. And so I definitely like Justin, even you, like I've seen how better you've gotten
Hell yeah.
over the years, and like that shit's like that's mad cool, and like as a you too. So it's just like keep going, like keep being consistent, keep working on your left hand, keep finding new things and new skills to add to your bag, and like just keep going. So I just wanted to say I appreciate both of y'all, and y'all
Fuck yeah,
been
bro.
inspiring me.
Appreciate you
So
too, bro.
keep
Y'all
it
already
going
know.
for
Appreciate
real.
you too, bro.
You already know, bro. Yo, stay positive,
Delayed
bro. Keep
gratification
pushing, bro.
facts.
Yo, stay
All right,
positive, keep pushing. You know the vibe.
we're about to talk about how to build an app. We're about to talk about programming. We're about to talk about the Fits app. I'm about to bring on Robinson Brown and Donald Robinson. Let's do this shit. Thank y'all.
All
Appreciate
right,
Hi,
y'all.
bro.
Brody.
All right, yo. Appreciate it, bro. Love you,
Oh
buddies.
yeah. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
y'all too. Bro, this episode has been amazing. I got all my friends on here. Like, this is so fire. Like, thank y'all so much. Everyone in the live right now, like, appreciate all y'all. Like, let's just keep this going. What's good, Rob? How you doing?
Hi, man. What's good, bro? How you?
I'm chilling. You all good on connection? Bet. We're gonna bring on Donald, and I just kind of wanted to talk about like the mindset of a developer. I wanted to talk about, what's good, Donald?
What's good? Can you hear me?
Yep.
What's
Thank
going
y'all for
on?
coming on. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about the mindset of a developer, the mindset of a fashion creator, and like at the same time, like kind of what we're all doing together. Like us three are the co-founders of Fits. We both all started this together about 2 years ago, and so like from the beginning, I think we always wanted to make an app. We wanted to make an app where people could create, buy, and sell their clothes, and we wanted to figure out how to do that. And so I'm really excited to kind of talk about programming. And Donald, my first question to you would be, what's the biggest misconception about programming?
The biggest misconception? Mm, I think the biggest misconception is that like it's just this insanely like tough kind of like skill set.
Oh man, he's cutting out.
Yeah, the connection is bad.
He's cutting out. Hold on, let me get him back in. You all good, Rob?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
good.
don't know.
It's
You
good
can
now.
hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you.
My fault. I don't know what happened. But I would say like it's this misconception that like this is just this insanely tough like skill to learn. When honestly like all it is just problem solving and kind of figuring out different kind of steps to go about it, and really breaking them down into individual components that ultimately can really be done, especially in like the digital sense. There's nothing you really can't do in today's world. I mean, everything we kind of interact with today is digital. So really, if you kind of just have any sort of like passion or drive, you can get most things done with programming, honestly.
Yeah, and like the thing that, even for me, like, building fits to where it is right now, like we didn't do too much programming. We scrapped together and used a bunch of different, outside third party sources. And like, I realized even for me, like I reached a wall in how far I can go and how good of products we can build. And like kind of we've been talking about the left hand this whole time. And so like one thing I realized my biggest weakness was that I couldn't program. So I've been, coding lately. And Rob, the one thing that I think is interesting and it relates to fashion is that like, bro, with programming, like whatever you think about, you actually can create. Like there's like an unlimited potential to like what you can do. And so like you really can kind of execute any project that you would choose to. So Donald, how would you go about learning programming? What advice would you have for people that don't program right now? How would you go about learning programming?
So, I mean, based on my experience, like I really didn't even start kind of programming when I got into kind of computers. Like I started out with like IT. So like I was like building computers and like doing like networking. But like initially for me, this is just me personally, like when I was doing IT, like the big thing about IT is like troubleshooting, which is basically like, finding problems and like breaking them down how to solve it, like just like how I said. But once I kind of got out of the phase of IT, I was like, oh, like I want to start building stuff. So I did kind of what you did, like how you are kind of building out, like you're working on Codecademy, doing HTML, building up web pages. I started off with Python. So I knew, because I'm a data guy and like a stats guy. So I knew with Python, like I could achieve that. So I just kind of started off small, learn the basics, learn the syntax, and then try to build your way up doing small projects, and then ultimately having a big project that you may want to attempt. Because ultimately all it is practice. Because the big thing that kind of hinders a lot of programmers is they get stuck in like this kind of middle area between like knowing the language like in and out, like the syntax or whatever, and then actually being able to do it on their own, like without like a tutorial like that they're following on like say like YouTube. But like once you break down kind of that wall, like you're good. Like you can really do anything you really want to after that.
Makes sense. Rob, do you have any questions for Donald? Man, y'all, I can't even, like, y'all are both kind of, are y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can
Hello?
hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear
Rob, do
you.
you hear me?
Yeah.
Do y'all have any questions for each other? Programmer to fashion designer, fashion designer to programmer. You guys have any questions for each other?
Yeah, I got a question for Don.
I guess I can ask Rob. Oh, my fault. No, go ahead, Rob.
I just wanted to ask you, like, in terms of just the overall coding of, like, I guess I would say our website and our future app. I guess what is the biggest problem that you've ran into that you see like most fashion designers wouldn't be able to kind of address because of the fact that people like in the art world are very think one-sided, you know what I mean? Like something that's very kind of blaring to you as like a designer, I guess, of like, software, but not really evident to people in the fashion world.
I think it's just trying to create a platform that kind of allows people to get their name out there and like their works without really too much work. So like you look at like a platform like TikTok, like people go viral on TikTok really quite easily, honestly, where you have millions and millions of people watching their videos, liking their videos, even if they don't even have that many followers, honestly. So it's really trying to recreate that in like a fashion sense where people can put their works on without even having too much marketing or too many connections that are hard to come by anyway, and providing them the ability to get their name out there quite easily and kind of get their work out there.
Word.
That makes a lot of sense. Donald, what were you gonna ask Rob?
I was gonna ask Rob like kind of how did you get into fashion? Like what was like what drove you into getting into fashion?
Yeah. How I got into fashion. It's a great question. Honestly, kind of just having like an interest in it my whole, I guess, upbringing in life. Like my dad definitely a big influence in me getting into fashion, and then just when I went to college, going to New York, kind of just growing overall as like a person and as a creative allowed me to kind of just like jump into starting my own brand. And I had a like really good support system around me. Like they had talked about a little bit in the previous call, just like how I was able to use my people around me to sort of like form a brand, form an idea, form a mission, and just like start shooting my friends and people that wanted to support me. I didn't really start off with models at first. It just started off with the homies. And so, yeah, that's how I got in fashion, kind of just really wanting to do it and seeing that there was a way to do it. There was like a route or a path, and just kind of just taking it. And I've been blessed to just like continue to grow with everyone that's around us, and just continue to elevate with all of the creators at the same time. But yeah, I've only been doing fashion for a little over 2 years now. So yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And so tell me this. What do you guys like? And I kind of just want to ask you guys about Fits and like the Fits app and what we're all building together. Like in a nutshell, like if you guys think like we could build our dream product, like what would you say that would be in kind of like 5 words? Like both of us kind of did the 10-star game the other day. Like what would you say like in 5 words would be like the summary of a dream product that Fits built, dream app or dream tech product?
I think it's all about, yeah, I got it. I think it's all about like efficiency and like making things easier, limiting time for our customers, limiting time for people that shop with us, but also limiting time for our designers, creatives, and pretty much just like everyone on our platform. So I think if we were able to create like a world and a space in which finding outfits and finding clothing from like underground designers is like streamlined. That's kind of the idea and the goal of Fits. So in 5 words, I would just say like hand-to-hand delivery of product and hand-to-hand delivery of service. Like right now, when you want to get a service from anything, it's very multi-dimensional, multi-step. But if Fits can be that like resource for fashion, for designers, for creatives to all kind of come together as one, just like hand-to-hand connections is what the most important thing. I think 10-star Fits platform will be in a couple of years.
I don't know if this is gonna be a little bit shorter than 5 words, but for me, it's just like a interconnected kind of like social like marketplace. So like we always talk about sellers, but we need to create a good platform for buyers as well. So if we can have a platform that kind of has a good experience for buyers, so they can find stuff they need, find new artists that they may enjoy and follow their work, support their works. I think that would be great. And then also a platform that allows sellers to get their works out, create a profit from it, and kind of create their own living or take it to the next step if they want to go on their own outside of Fits possibly one day. But that's what I honestly think.
That's a good question. Those are both great answers. One thing that I guess my answer to that question would be like, bro, back in Maryland, like, it's a lot different than New York. And like one thing that I always used to do growing up was like go to Columbia Mall. And like whether like when I was at the mall, like I could either be shopping, I could be eating food, I could be, just linking up with people and like meeting new people, like having a good time and a good experience. I think like in the future Fits can be like, like the mall in your phone where you can like connect and meet with new designers. You can connect and meet with new people that are doing like similar things than you, or people that can help you in different ways. I really think like, it's a place where like the SoundCloud for fashion, we always used to talk about having a place where like somebody could be the next Lil Uzi by posting their music or posting their clothes on this platform. So I definitely think, like Rob, you said, efficiency, and like just like being able to have a place that's like a shopping mall that like creates good vibes where people can create experiences, and kind of know what they want to do and like have a good time in beneficial situation. I think that's kind of how I look at it product wise. Is there any other questions that you guys have for each other? Anything else you guys wanted to talk about in terms of what we're building?
Honestly,
I guess
I'm great. I just want
for
you,
Rob,
bro, on the
Oh
And the
man, you're
connection,
cutting out a little bit. Go ahead. My
connection.
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I was saying shout out to Maxwell on the show. I think that just this episode has been really special. Just watching like all of your people come in, just touch on their own process. It makes sense where you're at based on like seeing all your people come in and talk about their own things. So very dope.
Thank you so much. Thank you both for coming on the show today. I just wanted to say, like, thank you all, everyone, for coming on today. Like, it was amazing, kind of having all my best friends on the show and hearing kind of what you guys been doing for the last, couple of years. And like, we're not always together, but like one thing that we are doing is we're all creating like a path for ourselves. And like, definitely, all of you guys are inspiring me. And like, I definitely want to keep feeding that energy. And like, I'm blessed to be able to work with, Rob, you and Donald. Like, I met Donald when I was 5, playing football. And like, now we're building fits together. And like, obviously we met at NYU, just like, on Instagram, but like now we're also doing fits together. And you guys are together. And so, no, I just think like, I love this episode. And I think like this is a really fun episode to have. And I just thank both of y'all for coming. Thank y'all,
No
man.
problem. Thanks for having us.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Alrighty.
That's it.
Okay. Wow. That was incredible. So that was the first episode of Game of Power. We're gonna be doing this every week, every Sunday at 8 o'clock. We're gonna have new creators, new creatives, entrepreneurs, businesses. I want to have people that have been in the game for a long time and can kind of drop us gems. And I think, hopefully this could be a place where we could all learn about, different opportunities, learn about creative processes, and learn about why people do what they do. I just think like this is just about to be a lot of fun, and like we're gonna do this for a long time. So I'm excited for everyone that came on this episode right now to like tap back in the future, see where we're all at. And so just thank you. I appreciate it. I think, the whole overall theme of this episode was me talking about the left hand. And, I talked about how I wanted to start programming because, that's where the power was, and I need to struggle in order to do it. And I didn't think it would be that good. I also think the same is with this live. I'm like, I was always like, kind of, man, this is going to be kind of uncomfortable, like being on live. Oh, no one's going to watch this, like X, Y, and Z. But I realized like the power comes into uncomfortable situations. It's using that left hand. It's hopping on here, and like obviously you guys helped me so much to kind of get through this episode. But just like everything else and like everything else we've been talking about, consistency comes from just doing things and pushing yourself and keep going and learning from it. I think all we got to do is build, measure, learn, and build again, and just keep going from there. And so thank y'all for tapping into this episode, and I'm gonna see y'all next week. See ya.